All right, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Ask the SCSA. We have some very special guests here today from the Canadian Blood Services. I'll be your host today. My name is Kara Bildfill, Safety Advisor with the SCSA out of the Saskatoon office. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to Lisa, I think.
Hi, my name is Lisa Beechner. I'm with Canadian Blood Services. Thank you so much for having us with you today. And my colleague is here as well. Brady?
Hi, I'm Brady Figley. I'm with Canadian Blood Services and I'm the event coordinator, and thank you so much for hosting us today.
Wonderful. Well, today we'd like to tell you a little bit about what Canadian Blood Services stands for, the different ways in which you can engage with Canadian Blood Services, what we do in the community, and how you can help out. So we've got a slide presentation for you, and we have some questions, but we're just going to let you ponder them, and then we'll give you the answers, and then we'll go from there. So thank you again for letting us join you today. So Canadian Blood Services, and next slide, Brady. So we're Canada's Lifeline. We are a nonprofit, not-for-profit charitable organization as part of Biologics Manufacturers by Health Canada. We manage the national blood supply of blood products, stem cells, and related services for provinces and territories. We also lead an interprovincial system for organ donations and for transplants in all of Canada. We were founded in 1988 based on the recommendations from the Crever report on the blood scandal. Next. Donating. This is Percy. He is a blood donator, does blood donations with us, excuse me. And Percy felt that he needed help in a way that he could, any way he could. And during COVID, a lot more people have been stepping up, which has been great for us. There is a constant need for blood donations, and definitely with COVID lessening the return to surgeries, etc., there is an increased need at this time. Next. Added precautions that we are doing during COVID, we'll just let you know everything right up front. So when you come to the clinic, we're at 1206 Emerson Avenue in Saskatoon. We have a wellness screening station set up. You will come in the door. We have our CBS workers at the front door. There is questions that you will be asked in regards to travel, where you've been traveling to, symptoms, the symptoms as cough, cold, sore throat, vomiting, diarrhea, new sense of loss of taste or smell. We also ask questions in regards to contact or investigation. Are you currently, have you come in contact with someone who has COVID-19 or has been tested for COVID-19, or are you currently under investigation? We take your temperature, and once we determine that your temperature is fine and normal, we give you a slip that you'll take on to the next process, and we give you a mask that is to be worn at all times while in the clinic. So from start to finish till outside the door. Next. Some other added precautions. In our facilities, we have enhanced cleaning. So we have cleaning staff that follow behind our donors and wipe up behind them, make sure everything is sanitary. There's constant cleaning. We have protective barriers in place to protect our clinic staff and to protect you as well. And we also have fewer seats. And the reason for the fewer seats is to make sure we have the 2 meters social distancing that's needed during COVID. Another added precaution is snacks and drinks. So what we've asked now is that prior to coming in for blood donations, that you have a salty snack and lots of water. The more water you have in you, the better your blood flows, the quicker and the easier the process goes for you, and the more enjoyable it is for you, honestly. So we no longer provide snacks before donations due to the fact that once you have a mask on, it makes it very difficult to take your mask off, have a drink. We just want to ensure the safety of all of our donors and our staff and the Canadian blood supply. We also have post-donation snacks to take with you. So we'll offer you, we have various snacks that you can take, and then we have picnic tables at the side that if you wish to meet with your fellow workers and book a block of appointments one right after another, you're able to sit and have coffee that you're not able to have right now because a lot of us are working from home. So it gives a really great sense of environment to be back with your colleagues doing something that you know is making a difference. Physical distancing. We have limited entry. So we have a 2-meter distance when you walk in the door. So there's basically 2 people that can come into the entrance of the building, and then they go to the wellness check, and then we have appointments are required. There are no more walk-ins, and the reason for that is we need to ensure that we have social distancing and the proper amount of people to ensure the safety of our donors and our clinic staff. There are fewer appointments available due to this, but what we have done in order to make sure that there is the blood donations appointments that are available, we have extended our hours at our Saskatoon location, and further in the presentation we have them listed, as well as you can go online and check. We have physical distancing where possible at all times. Another added precaution is we have fewer donors in the center, as I mentioned, due to the fact that we have physical distancing. We don't have people immediately next to each other in chairs. There is the 6 feet or 2 meters distance, and also, excuse me, the need has not diminished for blood. It's actually grown because there are less people coming out, and there is a greater need with the return of surgeries, et cetera, in the community.
Okay, thanks for that, Lisa. I'm going to talk about a little bit, exactly what we do and why it matters. I'd like to say what we do matters, and we say that because in Canada, someone needs blood every so many seconds. It's a bit of a quiz, so I think it's every 30 seconds, 60 seconds, or 90 seconds. It's actually every 60 seconds in Canada, somebody needs blood. So we've been on for 8 minutes now, so that's 8 people that have needed blood already. And that's continuous. It's going to be 1 minute from now, someone else will need blood, and it's going to be continuous going forward. Another common question that we get asked is, how long does donated blood last? People ask, hey, can I donate now, and why don't you just use that blood in a year? But as you can see, blood doesn't actually last that long. So I think blood lasts 31 days, 42 days, or 53 days. It actually lasts 42 days. But that's why we have to always have new blood donors coming in and out, because it only lasts for the 42 days, and we have to, as soon as it gets donated, it has to go off and get manufactured and delivered to those people in, like Lisa mentioned, people who are in car crashes or people having surgery. You say the need is constant. The need for donors, obviously we're in the summer months right now. The need for donors it's always greater in the summer and long weekends. All blood types are needed, especially if you're an O-negative blood donor. You can help any patient. Strong and healthy inventory level is crucial. But the need is always constant. You always have to be consistent with matching that need. This is a picture of Arian, and he's a recipient of blood, plasma, and platelets. The different things that we do, and he's one of the people that you could help. So how does your donation save lives? Every year we say about 100,000 new donors are needed, patient needs across Canada, and this is from all blood types, and all eligible donors are encouraged to come donate regularly. So when we say come donate blood, we're saying we need 1 blood donation equals 1 unit of blood, and you can see the chart here. It talks about how many different units, or how many different donors rather, we needed to meet the needs of a particular patient. So for instance, someone who has brain surgery will need two units, so that's 2 donors. Someone who has cancer, that's 5 different units, so that's 5 different donors. And someone who's been in a car crash, for instance, so could take 50 donors. So you can start to see that not just one or two people that we need to make a difference, but we need everyone to make a difference and step up to donating. I said every donation makes a difference. Everyone's going to need blood. Now we've been on 11 minutes, and that's 3 more people that have needed blood. That's 3 more units. And what we often get asked is about some of the basic eligibility. You know, what does it take, or what kind of requirements are there to donate blood? So a big one that we get asked is tattoos or piercings. If you've had a tattoo or piercing in the last 3 months, you aren't eligible to donate. Once 3 months have passed from the last date of your tattoo or piercing, you're eligible to donate. We have an age minimum. We don't have an age maximum, but we have an age minimum, so you have to be 17 years old. And we do have certain travel restrictions for different kinds of countries. You can check this online at blood.ca. As well as right now, if you have traveled outside of Canada in the last 2 weeks, you will have to wait 2 weeks when you've returned from the country. We do have some height and weight requirements. These are on blood.ca again, but the minimum is you have to be 110 pounds. Just a couple of other ones. If you are pregnant or if you had a baby in the last 6 months, you're not eligible, as well as lived in certain countries, or if you are on different types of medication. And lastly, if you've had a cleaning or a filling in the last 24 hours or dental surgery in the last 72 hours. Maybe just wait a bit and wait till that deferral period's done, and then you can book your appointment. And Lisa kind of outlined it again, but I'll talk about it. So the blood donation process. So as you mentioned, it's important. You have to book an appointment, and then when you do show up, make sure you bring a valid government-issued ID or a Canadian Blood Services donor card. We don't provide salty snacks and water anymore just because of the face mask, but if you can, drink lots of water and have your salty snack beforehand. And then once you get to the donor center, do the wellness check, provide you a mask if you don't have one, check in, you read the pamphlet, complete the donor questionnaire and interview, and then once you're confirmed, we'll lead you to a donor chair, and you can sit back, relax, and donate. After you donate, we'll apply a pressure bandage to your arm. We'll ask you to do some muscle tensing exercises, and then we'll ask you to stay at least 5 minutes in a physically distanced area, such as our refreshment area, and then we'll provide you a drink and a snack to go, and then go to those picnic tables outside and hang out with your friends and congratulate yourself on saving a life. So Lisa will talk to you a bit about how you can help.
Thanks, Brady. So how you can help. First thing and best thing to do is to book an appointment to donate. You can go to blood.ca, 1-888-2-DONATE, or use our Give Blood app. Book an appointment. We have numerous times available, and as I said, we can book appointments 5-10 minutes apart, and you can go with a group of friends, you can go with family, you can create an environment that it's a day of giving, or do it before you have coffee with your friends. There you go. Next. You can also help by recruiting donors for us. We're always looking for new donors, and the reason for that is we have an existing donor base, and as people age, they have a tendency to maybe need medicines or different things happen in their life. So if we don't replenish our new donors, we're not having a new donor base, and we can't grow the constant need that is there for blood donations in Canada. So to help recruit new donors, start the conversation. I know personally, I've been with Canadian Blood Services 8 months now, and I was surprised how many of my friends actually gave blood, and I hadn't, honestly. And so to sit and talk with them, and they go, yeah, I've been giving blood for years. It was like, I didn't know that. But when you start talking to people, it's like, well, I should do that. How easy is it to do? Is it hurt? You know, you ask all the questions, and by having those conversations with people, it just becomes pertinent in your mind. And you know, most people, the majority of people, the statistics in Canada is over 50% of people either have needed blood or know of someone that has needed blood. So it's something that affects all of our lives on an ongoing basis. And to take the time just to talk to others, you make other people aware of it. So help people book an appointment, show them where to go. If you're someone who's donated blood, if you're not someone who's donated blood, do it together. Sit down, have a coffee, make a plan, and pick a day and book an appointment, because we'd love to see you. We're there for you. Next. Help raise awareness. So by talking with people, you can raise awareness through your company website. A lot of the companies that we have that are considered partners for life are companies that help by going on their websites and putting the need for blood. We have social tiles that you can post through your company newsletter, through Twitter, through Facebook. If there's anything that you would like, Brady or myself would be more than willing to send information out to you that you can post in all your different media. Some common questions that were asked. Is this you, Brady? You're muted.
Oh, sorry. So some common questions. How do I book an appointment for a group? Good question, and we can certainly help with that. So reach out to Lisa or myself, and glad to book you a group of appointments. We can book 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40. You can fill those appointments. We can be glad to book you those off. Another common question we get asked is, how will I feel after the donation? Generally, most people feel great. And like I said, we do give you those muscle tension exercises to help you feel better. So it generally involves squeezing a ball, just a medicine ball. And as well as we'll provide the snack and the water after, like a juice or a pop, something to help get your blood sugar back out. And we do ask that you stay for the 5 to 10 minutes just so that we can make sure that you're all right. But in general, if you have had the salty snack and the water beforehand, it's going to help improve the donation experience throughout, and then you'll feel even better afterwards.
Brady, can I just interject for a second? We have a question. Is there a blood type that's needed more than others? Can you answer that, please?
So all blood types are needed, just because there's just to simplify things, I can only match. If I'm AB positive, I can only get blood from, say, AB positive. But the most valuable one we would say would be O negative, and that's because they are the universal donor. So if I'm O negative blood, I can donate to any other blood group safely, and that's why we need people who are O negatives to go donate, because in an emergency situation where we don't have your blood type on file, or they don't have your blood card, the hospital is going to give you O negative, so that blood goes first. So that's why we always encourage people who are O negative to go donate as much as they can. So just to kind of address what's on the screen, one that gets asked to me a lot by generally lots of high school and university students, but it's relevant for everyone who's over 18. Can I donate if I consume cannabis or alcohol? And the answer is yes, but you won't be able to donate if there's any evidence of intoxication or you have an inability to give an informed consent. So if you do show up and we do determine that you are unfit to donate because you are intoxicated, we'll ask you to leave and come back again another time. But just consuming these two things in general isn't grounds for deferred from donating. And lastly, how long does it take for your body to replace the donated blood? So the plasma portion of your donation will be replaced within hours, and the platelet portion will be replaced within days. That's why people can donate plasma and platelets more frequently. For whole blood, the red blood cells will take months to replenish. For men, it's every 56 days, and for women, every 84 days. So in general, men can donate about 6 times a year, and women can donate about 4 times a year. And so essentially, we're asking men for about 6 hours of their time throughout the year, and women for about 4 hours of your time, if you're donating as frequently as you can.
So right now we're running a campaign in Saskatoon, and I'll just have Brady show us the next slide on that. So Canadian Blood Services, we're running Construction and Builders Challenge for 2020. It's running in the month of August. We're asking construction, builders, and suppliers to help fill the need for blood donations in August. What we would ask you to do is sign up as a partner for life and have your company donate or promote to donate blood donations within your company and with family and friends. We're having a draw for prizes for all participating companies, and to become a partner, please contact me. My information's there. Or if you don't even want to do it as a whole company, if you just want to do it as individuals within your company, please contact me as well, and we can help set that up. We do have tracking donations, so when we do a Partner for Life number, we're able to track and say X amount of your company, 10% is participating, and it just helps create team building. Like I said, you get to go have coffee with people that you're probably not seeing on a regular basis anymore, and doing something that you can be proud of. Thank you. Next. So the need in Saskatoon, just to give you an idea of a little more close to home. In Saskatoon, we need 60 new donors every single week, which when I started, I know I found staggering. I thought, how could you need that amount of people? But you do. We need 24,655 units of blood in the Saskatoon area every single year. So that's to help take care of, cancer patients, anybody that's in the hospital, people with blood diseases. So there's a great need out there, and if we don't have new donors, then we don't have the products we need in order to take care of people in our own community. As I stated, with COVID, we have less appointments, but in order to combat that, we have extended our hours. So we have 80 additional appointments available every week right now. And probably going forward, I would think into the new year, it's going to go into March for sure, I believe. I think Brady's nodding at me, or he's giving me the look like you're not 100% sure what you're talking about. So, Brady?
Yeah, that'll be at least until March 31st, and most likely beyond that as well.
Yeah. So I know, just looking ahead at the next month, on average, we have 55 appointments available every single day that need to be filled in August. So there's a huge need in August, and we run a larger need in August because a lot of people are away for holidays, or they go, I'll go in next week, and then, maybe you're having an off day, you're not feeling as well, your allergies are acting up, different things like that. And then you go, I shouldn't donate because I'm not up to feeling as best I can. So if you've got a day where you're feeling good, we do have 55 appointments available every day. Even if you pick up and go on blood.ca in that morning and go, geez, I'm free at 3 in the afternoon, I'm sure we have an appointment there to help you out and fill the need. So to the next slide. So just wrapping it up, on to next. So there's other ways to be part of Canada's Lifeline. One, you can join the National Stem Cell Registry. If this is something that you're able to do, we would love to have you register for that. You can register to donate organs and tissues. You can give financial donations, and you can volunteer your time. And volunteering your time, we have people that help out in the refreshment area. We have a volunteer coordinator, and she's fantastic. Her name is Haley, and she'll work with anyone who wants to volunteer, and we love having you there and appreciate everything you can do to help us out. And then next we have the reasons why people join Canada's Lifeline. One of the first ones, which we've discussed in detail, is every 60 seconds someone has needed blood. So we're at about 22 after, so over 22 people have needed blood so far. And that's basically just in our area. In the city, you've got people at the cancer clinic. I mean, it's just there. The need for blood does not take a holiday. We do, but it doesn't. So, yes, as I said, definitely the summer months are far more challenging for us. So if you're able to step up and help out, we greatly appreciate it. If you can have the conversations with friends, family, pick up a girlfriend, pick up a workmate, bring them in, have a date. We'll give you a snack to have afterwards as your date. You don't even have to buy anything for anybody. And then lastly, because somebody asked. So the next slide, and what I'm asking of you today is I'm asking you to join Canada's Lifeline. Brady and I are. Canadian Blood Services as a country, we're asking you to be part of it. So in doing that, we're asking you to book an appointment, be part of our Construction Builders Challenge in the city. Like I said, my name and number is there. Please give me a call. I can help you in any way, big or small, to be part of it. We would love to have you. You can help us recruit new donors just by having a discussion, having a conversation, and raise awareness. And that's basically it. So for myself and for Brady as well, thank you so much for having us. There's another question which I will take a look at, see what I can answer for you guys. Can I explain the rare blood program? Now, I will be absolutely honest with you. No, I cannot. I will see if Brady can. Sorry for putting you on the spot, Brady.
I think to answer the question, the rare blood program is, we have, like, in this country, and actually in every country, as I've learned, certain blood types are rarer than others. So, for instance, O negative is about, I think, 7 or 8% of the population will have that blood type, whereas I'm O positive, which is the most common blood type in the country. So certain blood types are rarer than others, and as I mentioned, if you have a rare blood type, then you can only be matched with either O negative or that same blood type. So it really is dependent. That there's a lot of genetics that go into how your blood type, how it's composed. So I thought that was kind of a universal thing, where it must be like O positive is like everyone around the world, like it must be the most common blood type, whereas people in other countries who have different, obviously different racial groups have different blood types as well. So I think that might be the answer to the question. I don't really know too much else beyond that. Sorry, I don't have that biological background, but certainly you can go to blood.ca, and we do have a chart that tells you about statistics of which blood type is the rarest and which blood type is the most common. I know my stat off the top of my head, because that is what blood type I do have.
And I'm going to give Brady this next question as well, because, and I'll just be honest with everyone, Brady has been here longer than me, and he's a little more educated, and I just don't want to give the wrong answer. So I am going to give this to you, Brady. Sorry for putting you on the spot. Another question is, could you explain the platelet donation process? Is there as much need for platelets as blood donations?
That's a good question. So to be honest, I can't answer it fully, in that the department Lisa and I work in is whole blood, and our goal is mainly to recruit that to about 24,000 plus whole blood donors in Saskatoon per year. The platelet program is a little bit different, and you can find more information on blood.ca and then click the platelets portion. Platelet donors can donate more frequently. They can donate about once every 2 weeks. So it's not uncommon to see somebody celebrate their 500th platelet donation, and they're still in maybe their 40s or 50s, whereas someone who is a whole blood donor would have to be into their 70s, 80s, 90s if they donate consistently to make that. Platelets are also you do require a specific blood type. So I do know that when you do come into the clinic, we can do a platelet test that tests your level, or
Iron levels, right?
Not your iron levels. It's a different kind of test,
Okay.
but it'll determine if you're a suitable platelet donor or not. So I would go to, best thing to do is go to blood.ca and platelets, and there's more information about how you can sign up, as well as what blood types are accepted. The other thing I should mention is that with platelet donors, there are different, in general, I find platelet donors do have a different, blood donors you have to be the minimum of 110 pounds and a certain height, obviously, but platelet donors are generally have different height and weight requirements, because it does take a little more out of you. I can donate blood in anywhere about 5 to 15 minutes, whereas platelet donors will need about an hour to 2 hours to donate their.
Thank you, Brady. Another question, which I can answer part of it. How much time should I put aside to donate blood? Basically from start to finish, in regards to the questions at the Wellness Center to the end process is roughly about an hour. So 1 hour out of your time will take care of that. Does plasma take the same amount of time? I am unsure of that because we only do whole blood and platelets in Saskatoon. Plasma we do not do in Saskatoon. Do you know the time on that, Brady?
Yeah, again, I can't answer that because we don't do plasma here. Nearest plasma place that we do plasma would be Calgary, as well as in Lethbridge. They're going to be opening up a plasma center in October. So I'd go to blood.ca and then check out plasma portion as well, but they will do plasma the odd time if it's for they need to test somebody, but 99% of the time it's just going to be whole and platelets.
Thank you for that question. Is there any rural blood donation centers, or do people have to go to the cities? We do have rural blood donations. We go to Prince Albert, North Battleford, Tisdale, Melfort, Humboldt, Rosetown. Where am I forgetting?
So in our region, we do those regions, or we do those cities plus Kindersley.
Right.
In the southern part of the province too, we do Yorkton, Swiftcurrent, Moose Jaw,
Estevan,
Weyburn, I think Davidson, if I'm correct.
Yes.
Oh, yes, I think those are all the locations. So the best way to find a location nearest you, because I think people are throughout the whole province, is just to go to blood.ca and input the name of the town or city you live closest to, and then it'll pop up where the nearest mobile blood donor location is. We with the mobile locations, we don't go as frequently, as obviously we're not there every day like our permanent centers. We're open 6 days or 5 days a week, excuse me. Like bigger centers like Prince Albert, Moose Jaw, and Swiftcurrent were there once a month, but smaller places like Rosetown or Kindersley were there just a handful of times a year.
Any more questions that we can help out with?
I don't see any more coming in. I was actually going to ask about the rural, so I'm glad that one popped up.
Maybe I'll just bring up a quick anecdote. It's not a personal anecdote, but it is related, I think, to it has a good tie-in with the Saskatchewan Construction Safety Association, and that's a few years ago. Unfortunately, there was a gentleman who was he had some construction equipment or heavy equipment fall on him at the work site, and just talking about in terms of need, he actually used the entire blood supply in Saskatchewan. So that means in any 1 week, everyone that donated blood actually all the blood that was donated went entirely just to save his life. Unfortunately, he did pass away, but we're glad as an organization we were able to give him enough time that he could talk and say goodbye to his loved one. So, I think that's a really good tie-in for what we're doing and the kind of organizations that we do work with, that they can help us and ultimately help those people, children, parents, grandparents, anyone in the hospital that is going to need blood. And like we said, every 60 seconds someone needs blood.
And we have one more question that came in. It says, can someone who has had a blood transfusion previously be tested to be able to donate? And as far as I know, they can come in, but again, I would go to blood.ca.
Yeah, blood.ca. For more specific medical questions, actually, I would recommend calling into the hotline 1-888-2-DONATE, and you can actually speak with a registered nurse, and the registered nurse will tell you they have a big book. It's about 1,000 pages, and it has every specific health question you can ask, and they'll have a definitive answer if you're eligible or not. It really depends on your current health status and kind of timelines, things like that. We're not medical professionals, so I'd always defer just to the hotline, and they can speak with a professional medical.
Yeah. And we got another question. I like all these questions. Thank you everyone for participating. That's great. Is there any volunteer opportunities aside from donating blood platelets? Yep, we do have opportunities to be a volunteer in our organization. As I said, if you're interested, please contact myself or Brady. My name and address or name and phone number is in the slides. And I can forward you on to Haley Stark, our volunteer coordinator, and she would love to be able to have a discussion with you and see how you can fit into the organization and how we can help out to help you volunteer with us.
Yeah, just to add to that, Lisa, so we have our in-clinic volunteers that they do a lot of the they deal with they work with donors after they've donated and hand out refreshments, serve coffee and speak with them, and so they're very valuable to us. But as well, when we were doing in-person recruitment, we'll be out and about in the community and talking to people, and we do have, they're called in-community volunteers, and they'll be out working alongside me, and Lisa will be around sometimes as well. And we're just out at different community festivals and different public events, spreading the awareness about blood donation. And if you're someone that really enjoys talking with people, and if you feel really passionately about donating blood and helping raise awareness, then that would be a good opportunity as well.
And then one other question again, in regards to volunteering in Regina, we would speak with Haley as well. Haley is our volunteer coordinator for Regina and for Saskatoon. So as I said, if you wish to contact me, I can make sure that Haley gets a hold of you and go from there. And any other questions, or I think we're good? Well, thank you so much for your time today. We greatly appreciate being part of your organization and being able to talk to you. As I had said, we would love to have you join the construction challenge this month, or if you would just like to come in as with friends, family, etc., please feel free to contact us. And also you can go to blood.ca or 188-2donate, and we look forward to seeing you. Thank you very much for your time, and thank you for inviting us.
Yes, thank you so much, and thanks for supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Thank you, Lisa and Brady, both for joining us today. That was very informative and information that I think is really important to get out there. So, and I thank you for challenging our members to go out and donate as well. So,
great.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks. Everyone have a good day and enjoy the heat.
You too. Before we sign off, I'm just going to we have a couple updates here from the SCSA. So normally we're doing our Ask the SCSA Tuesday and Thursday. We've switched that up. So we're going to be doing a webinar Wednesday from noon till 1 every week, which is going to have a different topic or presentation that we're going to be talking about, similar to the ones that we've been doing Tuesdays and Thursdays thus far. And then Tuesday at 10 a.m. we're going to be doing a toolbox talk every week. So join us at 10. We're going to go through a toolbox talk that we have on our website. If you have any suggestions for something that you'd like to see on Ask the SCSA, please reach out to your advisor or our Saskatoon or Regina office, and we will try our best to get that information to you. Other than that, I think we're all done for today. So thanks again, Lisa and Brady, for joining us, and thanks to all of our members for watching today.